So we are walking now to one of the final, actually this is the final garden of the day. I feel like this is one of the grand poobah gardens. I mean, here's the deal. They've all been good, every single one. But this is Dan Hinkley's home. This is Windcliff. I have the book Windcliff. I think Dan Hinkley is a rock star. And so this is really, like, for me as a plantswoman and a designer, this is really special. Oh. The beauty of this centerpiece right here, it's singular, gorgeous Corten arch behind it. Just beautiful. And then as you turn around, it's the entrance to his home. And beautiful gardens all around. Okay, so on this side of the roundabout, you just get all these little peekaboos of roofline. Awesome greenhouse on the right-hand side there.
Watching your pictures.
Oh, so good. Wow. So I was just talking to Sam, and he said that Windcliff, Dan Hinkley's home, has lost 4 major trees this past winter. And this is plants, you know, and this is nature. And sometimes you have a harsh winter, and oh, it is what it is. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at this gorgeousness right here. Of course, I'm finding a dahlia. Oh, this one's great. Wow. Okay. Look at this. It's just like structure on structure on structure. Espalier hedging is just one of my favorites of all time. As per usual, it's summertime. The greenhouse has been emptied. So if you're new to growing tomatoes, at a certain point they will actually stop producing if it's too darn hot. And so, you know, as is with the life cycle of a greenhouse, it is typically not in use all the darn time. Look at this, super fun. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, and you know me, I'm gonna go sneak around on the pathway. Look at this. This entire garden, you can tell, is just meant to be lived in, meant to be enjoyed. I love how this space has been divided. Yet the open slats still give you that little peekaboo. And you have the incredible structure of this boxwood hedging, yet the wildness of everything on the other side. Oh, wow. Wow.
But they milled, you know, they milled all the wood, built the place.
Wow. So what we
So I
Oh,
feel,
well,
I feel
okay.
a lot of homes, and we do a lot of waterfront.
Ah.
I know. Thank you so much for sharing.
And this gorgeous water feature. I mean, this is a welcome. This is a warm welcome. Really, really good use of materials. The stone, the dimensional, the tumbled, all the different patterns laid together. This is very cool. And then just a sweet bubbling vessel. Okay, Frank and I are off-roading.
Yeah.
So this, I thought this was a Dan Hinkley's house at first. I was mistaken.
Is this the Brindley house?
Yes, these are the neighbors.
Okay, because
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
No, I can't imagine what
Whoa.
this is. This is
This is insane.
this is insane.
Whoa.
And then there's Seattle over there.
Whoa.
And there's nobody here. It's like
Oh my God, we have this entire garden to ourselves right now.
everyone's gonna be so jealous that they didn't get to be in this space and see this right away.
Wow. You know what's so funny? This actually reminds me of so on the other side of the water in Seattle, you have kind of just like almost like looking across, you've got all these windswept cliffs in like Magnolia, for example. And Magnolia actually is lined in madronas.
Okay.
But the reason they called it Magnolia is because when they first arrived and they saw the trees from a distance,
And
they thought they were magnolias. Instead, they were madronas.
Madrones, yeah.
Yeah. Isn't this
Spectacular.
something? And then looking back at the house, just a wall of windows. The homeowner was just telling me that they had the master plan done. This used to be all one giant lawn. And after 13 years, this is what it's become. And it is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And they did originally have the design done, but the homeowners did all of the planting, all of the mounding, and look at just the layers upon layers, and look at this hummingbird in the distance. Layers upon layers upon layers of color. This Cape Fuchsia, the Phygelius, is one of my favorites. I feel like I need more of this in my life. I don't have enough. This whole house is such an invitation to add more color. And what's funny is like it's just enough, you know? And so much texture. It's arid. It feels drought tolerant, yet still feels lush. I mean, just incredible. And then look at this.
You really don't.
Beautiful. And the latest project is they expanded that deck up there. Okay, so this is this waterside?
Yes.
So that's waterside. Here's that big old garage. Greenhouse is right there. And then this is just a year later. And it's all sculpted out.
Yeah, so the topography.
That is so cool. Can I see the next? Can I? And look at that. Look at that. That's what? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my gosh. This garage is so different. Oh yeah, look at that before. Hello. That's paint, plants, and a pergola.
I had no idea.
Literally.
No, it wasn't
Oh, that is very cool to see it just in its infancy.
didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my
Trying to
gosh.
save the animal.
He goes, here.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I worked at Point Defiance Zoo for a while.
Wow.
I'll bet that was.
It was really cool.
Unbelievable.
And it was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah.
It's
I would
like,
hear a
that's
little
it.
bit about, you know,
That's sure.
someone
Sure.
would get,
Uh-huh.
you know, someone
Okay, and so the homeowner was just telling me these rocks, I'm going to show this to you. These are on plant dollies. I don't know if you can see that. And then this is a fireplace. So they've hidden the gas key under one of these pavers, and then they just bring the tank out, pop her on, and then look at this. Look at that. So good. Okay, I'm on my way out, but look at this. Just a killer. Like, I love it when people take different parts of their garden and allow it to tell a different story. And this is just the perfect example. It feels like, I don't know, it could survive anything. Oh my gosh. And here we are. And look at this stunning rose. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, I think my next project, quite honestly, I think it has to be a shade garden. Oh my gosh, look at this. Double moon gates. Oh, this is so sweet. And just look at this darling side yard. You know, this is where you take these long, narrow spaces and suddenly you get some curvature to the edge of the bed. You create a quiet little seating moment. Add in a beautiful focal point to draw your eye to the very end. And it's like, now you're cooking. Now you have something special. It's the official entrance to Dan.
The dance is through here somehow. There's a secret garden between us and him, and I have a feeling.
Oh, okay, we're gonna sneak in. This is so cool. Look how awesome that is. Okay. You guys, I don't even know if I'm going the right way. But we're gonna figure it out. Oh my gosh. What? I think we've just found ourselves on the outskirts of Dan Hinkley's. Wow. Look at that art just coming out of nowhere.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay,
You know,
this is what I expected.
I didn't know. Here's my surprise. My surprise is Dan's a hydrangea guy. Like, at his core, he's a hydrangea dude.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very cool. This is the other hydrangea. This is a hydrangea that they have in Heronswood. Did you see this?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so I'm here with Frank of Americans in the Garden. We have Barb, Crescent Gardens, and we have somehow broken
And we have a lot of hydrangeas here, folks.
and we've somehow broken into the backwoods of Dan Hinkley's home. Oh my gosh. So good. Oh. Okay, can we get a moment for this tentacle that's coming out of nowhere? That is so cool. Wow. These are beautiful.
Oh.
Okay, I have to zoom in on this hydrangea. These hues are really interesting. Hot pink, pale pink, blue. I mean, it looks a little bit iridescent from a distance, doesn't it? So cool. Oh, there we go. There's that cool gate.
It's variegated boxwood. These leaves are huge.
This is crazy.
I've never seen this. I've seen in photographs these gold ones, but
Usually the variegated boxwoods, I've used them on projects and I'll use them like a standalone globe, something really sculptural, but they never have leaves this big and they're way structured. And this one is like loose and loppy and open, which is really, really wonderful contrast against like the, almost like the rustiness of the stack stone. It's very cool. Oh my gosh. Cutting through the woods at Dan's house. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the problem with being a gardener in some of these gardens. You can like barely make it 5 feet without stopping because there's so much good stuff. Because at their core, every single one of these gardens are owned by plant people who love, love, love plants. Wow. So clearly this is an area that's still being developed. I mean, just amazing. I think I'm following Barb. Frank, I'm following Barb. She looks like she's on to something here. Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay, I think I saw this at the rhododendron garden. It's a type of maple. I don't know. Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, in the ground.
Oh.
See, like we were just passing this whole time.
And it just keeps going. Whoa. All right, we're just going to take 8,000 photos of hydrangeas. Look at this color. That is muted and lovely. And I mean, look at the leaves. The deep smoky veining in that leaf. This is a showstopper. That's a showstopper. I still haven't gotten to his house yet. This is, oh my gosh. Hold up. Look at this. Oh my gosh, that is so delicate. Okay, so we are finally making it down to the house. I mean, distractibility on steroids, I will tell you that right now. And look at this spectacular arrangement. You know what? This would be a sensational wall. Oh, who is this? Hi, Henry. Hi, buddy. Oh, you see some friends. You see, oh yeah. Okay, Sue, how cool is this plant?
Geraniums in the springtime and iris from, the siskiyous. And it's pretty much just all gravel. So
Yeah, on the way down here, I was gawking at your Galanthus collection because I'm like, what are all these little tags here? And I was like, he's a Galanthophile. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of filming. We're waiting for a bit of an orientation here by Dan. And he has just the most incredible entry here. Oh, is this the sausage? This is the sausage vine that he collected. Yes, I almost bought this. I need to ask him about it. Okay, so I believe this is the sausage vine. But look at this. Oh no, these are concrete. Wait a minute. Look at that. Okay, this is way cool. This is way cool. Oh, and there's a half a one down there too. That is so awesome. In various stages of being cracked open. Okay, if that doesn't add some whimsy to your front porch vine,
That is really cool.
that is way cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to find out the story on that situation. And then look at this. These are my favorites. Sneaky little pathway that you have to duck through. So good. So one thing I was talking to Dan about is this front border. And what's really hard here is this side of the home used to never have any burn on the leaves, but the climate, you know, is really changing. And you can see right here this mature plant that has just the intensity of the burn across the entire leaf. So he's going to redo this and gear it towards something that can withstand our new conditions. Every once in a while, I have these moments where I think to myself, like, what did I do in a former life to have this be the current reality? And I'm going to stop figuring it out, and I'm just going to accept and just be filled with gratitude for these little moments. I mean, hot day, cold beverage, a conversation with a man that I have really looked up to throughout my entire gardening career. And now I'm standing in his garden. It's pretty profound. Okay, so Dan is doing a brief orientation here.
We've been in the house for 20 years this year. We've owned the property for 24 years, and I've been gardening for 23 years on it. So it was essentially everything that you see to the north of here was all grass, and to the front was all mown turf. But if you haven't gone out in front already, you'll see that there's massive changes going on. We lost all of our framework in the garden this winter. So all of our shrubs and things that had never been touched before were killed. So I'm doing a 3-year restoration of it, and starting with solar sterilization using a bokashi technique to the left, and then work across, and that will become just a low mow meadow with bulbs and perennials and annual wildflowers. So I'll mow it about 3 times a year, and moving the garden up to the house with raised beds. So yeah, I'll be here to answer questions if you take pictures. I don't want to bore you about any details. If there's any questions right now, the only thing I've mentioned is that there are some unstable surfaces around the house with large rocks. And then when you get on the terrace, where you're welcome to walk, there's rills to walk across and stairs. So please watch where your feet are, because we don't remove bodies.
Yeah, plant ya.
Decompose.
Be
Right
part
there.
of the meadow restoration.
Yeah.
There's that we would ask that you stay on the path systems, because I have planted little things out, and those path systems are very nebulous because of so much loss.
Right.
So if there's any doubt that you're not on a trail, you're not on a trail.
Okay.
There's just more or less one circular, semicircular pathway that goes around the front, intersects with a trail that comes up to the terrace, back down to the fire pit. So feel free to walk around there. There's our potager is back here. Greenhouse, there's other than tomatoes, and I've counted the ripe ones.
Dang it.
They are, there's nothing much in the greenhouse to look out except for sarracenias. A nursery beyond, there's a kind of an experimental spring ephemeral meadow up to the north, mixed in with woody plants. So that's really more spring oriented, but I'm trying to make it more summer and fall oriented too.
Okay.
So just walk around, be careful, and take questions, take pictures if you have questions.
Okay, so I just got the inside scoop from Dan. He had an artist who made these. It's to emulate the sausage vine, which is one of the plants that he brought back. And then she also made like actual hanging sausages to go with the faux fruit, which I'm just like, it's freaking awesome. If you need a hint to someone's personality, I think it's like enough said. This is so sweet. Odie, Emerson, Lucky, Collie, Nico, Max. Who's this one? Oh, Chico. Really sweet memories, probably of little pooches. Coming around the side of his home. Like Gunnar, I think is the foliage of the show. Look at this. So pretty. You can hear the water tumbling down. I'm loving the water coming through here. All these crazy pitcher plants, and then look, a face down in this little canal. It just kind of feels like you're walking off the ends of the earth. Okay, so coming down here to this beautiful seating patio. And this is how you know you have a successful garden, when people just immediately find a spot to sit and enjoy it. And, you know, when Dan was doing his orientation, he was talking about how so much of his winter structure, or his structure, was lost this past winter. And what they're doing is they're kind of essentially doing a tarping method here. And from what I understand, at first he was kind of hesitant to have us come and see this, but I don't think this takes away from anything that he has going on here. If nothing else, I think this is really proof positive that a garden is always in motion. It has its seasons. There's a huge evolution, and this is just part of his garden's story right now, is the tarping and the regenerative process here. I mean, it's just simply amazing. Oh, is that circle in the distance? Okay, so this is kind of one of these little details, but I think it's kind of cool to showcase it because it's so important. I was walking through his garden and I noticed that Dan had a ton of these little kind of like plexi plant tags that we saw at Heronswood. And they were in just kind of seemingly bare patches of dirt. And when I look closer, they're all labeled Galanthus. And so when I talked to him, he said that he's been trading with like David Culp and some other people that he knows, and has just now a massive Galanthus snowdrop collection. This is a really, really fun area of his garden. Oh, okay, the layering of these blues and like the purple of the agapanthus. This is so gorgeously intense. I think this view might be my favorite with the cotinus in the background. That is good. That is so good. And then look, you step back one more layer and more appears, and you get more of this wide foliage in here.
Beyond it.
Some of what I think is so much fun in gardens and touring them is actually not just looking out from the house, but looking back at the house and seeing the way that people have arranged things to kind of frame certain windows, shade certain windows, highlight certain attributes, and just how they all play together. And this is really no exception. It really feels like the house is just kind of like very low slung, tucked in there. I think this actually might be this might be kind of like my favorite palette. I mean, there's so much green, or so much, excuse me, so much texture, so much blue, and then little pops of orange. I mean, blorange. You know, and this is something else that a lot of people do, is they create moments to sit in alternate places in the garden, like this little circle down here. Okay, I just want to share a few more things here. So first of all, those super whimsical statues coming up, and then I love how he has created like a tiered system with these beautiful curvatures going up. So much rocky ground cover. It's gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So here we are at kind of the side of Dan Hinkley's property, and this is where he sells a ton of his plants. And I'm telling you right now, there is some good stuff in here. I mean, incredible hydrangeas. I mean, hydrangeas for days and days and days. Gorgeous shade plants, begonias, a little bit of everything. So sensational. I'm totally about ready to miss the photo op. And just, here, let's go down here. I mean, I simply just don't have enough time. Gorgeous. Okay, that was literally Dan himself picking out plants. Oh, the most darling Thalictrum. Okay, friends, this is it. It is the end of Sunday of the fling. This fling was more than I anticipated, and it has been absolutely incredible. And I think the gardens were amazing, and the people made it sensational. Okay, I'm gonna catch this glorious little ferry behind me and make my way home. I hope you've enjoyed all of these beautiful spaces, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. And in the meantime, please say hello to your garden for me.